Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again, and welcome back to my channel, Mayta. What Ifs. Today, I am back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto and Kurama Became Friends Early On. And yeah, guys, it is an unscripted short movie and my own idea. Now, before continuing this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Polo Uchiha channel as well. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato on the night of the QB attack. As we go towards the front line to see, an old man was standing there. In one of his hat was a crying infant, and on the other one was the hat of the most prominent position in the whole village. This was Hiruzen Sarutobi, and currently he was in a turmoil as well as shocked-like state, as the adrenaline in his body was rushing out and his nerves were calming. You see, just a few hours ago, he, alongside the rest of the Konoha people, shinobis and civilians alike, were fighting for their life and their village survival against one Kyubi no Yoko who descended upon them out of nowhere. As right now he was standing there, with a lot to take in. Many of the people, both civilian and shinobis and konoichis, had perished, and the village has taken great significant amount of damage as well. And not only that, his successor, Minato Namikaze, alongside his wife Kushino Uzumaki, has perished as well, sealing away the Biju within their newborn infant son, who was currently crying in one of his arms, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, leaving him in charge of his safety, the village safety, and as the position of the Hokage as well. Hokage-sama, said an Anbu nearby. Yes, said Hiruzen as he was brought out of his stupor. You are now the acting Hokage-sama, right? Yes, I am the acting Kage now. The council has gathered. What are we gonna do? Hokage-sama, Minato-sama, and the rest of the village, they're dead. Many of them are. I know. We will get through this. Konoha always have a way through each and every tragedy. We will find our way. But right now, we need to set some things straight and mourn for the lost ones. Gather up, everyone, ordered Hiruzen, gaining his charisma back for the time being. He needed to be a tough leader for his people. I want you to go and look out for the people who are still alive and in need of help. And then, after making sure they are safe, we will go and gather the bodies of the people who have died today. And then we will hold a large funeral. What are we gonna do with Minato-sama and his wife? What about their child? There is no such thing. You are not to speak of their child. Yes. We have to keep him safe for their sake. That is the least we can do. As after that, Hiruzen began to walk. As with the child, now somehow he was able to put him to sleep right inside the council chamber, where he used the chakra to make sure the child won't wake up from the noise that was within. As the shinobis and civilians were talking amongst one another, in fear as well as in shock-like state. Where is Minato? Asked one of the clan heads. As that is when we see Shikaku Nara, who was the joining commander and also present at the front lines, then said, Iz and Kushinas are dead. Both of them are. But they have left us a legacy. You are not to speak of this, Shikaku. They can pretty much tell already. I'm pretty much sure about that. Most of them can. As that is when we see, Hiruzen noticed that thankfully enough civilians and elders didn't hear that because they were busy fighting one another. As Hiruzen was seated, we see he called for an Anbu to take away the child. As Yugao Uzuki came and took Naruto away. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting is in session. Hiruzen, what are you doing here? Where is Minato? Asked one Danzo Shimura. I'm sorry to say, but our Hokage has passed away, leaving me in charge for the time being, as it is. But how can you be in charge? Now is not the time to fight on this, Danzo. What we need to take care of and figure out is how we're gonna deal with this mess. Isn't that why everyone is here today? Yes, we are. Good. Good to know that. Then let's get on with this, ladies and gentlemen. As the meeting continued as usual about the funds as well as the deaths that had been caused by the QB, until it was almost ending without a hitch. But Hiruzen knew better than that, as suddenly one hand rose. Yes, Danzo, Hiruzen said. I want to know what happened to the Biju. I think many of us would like to know what happened to the QB no Yoko. There was an attack. A masked person who we are going to dub as a fake Madara. He was impersonating Madara Uchiha, and he was the one behind the QB's release. Well, Kushina was in a volatile state. So, again, I'm going to ask. You don't need to explain that much. We know such tragedy happened because of some things that went wrong. All we need to know is where is the Jinchuriki. You think there is a Jinchuriki, Danzo? Of course there has to be. It must be the child that you must be carrying. The one who contains the Biju, isn't it? As the civilians immediately jumped into action, as they said, we need to execute the child immediately. What? Said Hiruzen, as almost each of the clan head was looking disgusted at this. You do know you're going to kill an infant child. A child that holds the Biju. A chance for us to kill it. And obviously make our village look weaker in front of the enemies who also possess Jinchurikis. Have you not thought of that? Konoha is, as you might know, doesn't have a lot of friends in our field of work. I I did not thought of that. So you're saying is that we need the Biju? Said one of the civilians. Of course we do need it. But the child, he could be a risk. What if the Biju breaks out or try to manipulate it or control it? That won't be possible. Minato has made sure that even if the demon tries to corrupt the child, he would not be able to do that. As this was going on, the whole discussion was being heard by one that was they were talking about, the one that was being mentioned in the room. Within the child's mindscape, we see was Kyubi no Yoko, whose eyes were open behind the cage, as he was listening into everything. They think I would harm a child, an insignificant being, who doesn't even bear that much of a threat to me. Why should I even try to harm it? He's an innocent soul who doesn't know what's right and what's wrong right now. But soon he too will become foul like them, learning their ways, and then he too will become like them. And then he will give me every reason to hate him. But should I allow him to become like that? No. They think I am a demon, and they are yet calling for his execution because they think that this might kill me. Interesting as it may be, I am not that much of a heartless monster to allow them to kill an infant child. And so, Kurama decided that and there that he will personally guard this boy. And while this was being taught by Kurama, we go towards Hiruzen, who then said, enough! As I mentioned before, the child is completely sane. He is an infant, and I will not allow such a tragedy to happen under my rule. Any one of you mentions this to anyone outside, I will personally execute them with my own bare hands. Got it? You can't. I will. By law. As the Hokage. This is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship. Never forget that, civilian son. Or there might be consequences. As after that we see the civilian became scared. And Danzo for the first time in a long time saw the professor, the god of shinobi, as his friend was dubbed in the title. As after the meeting came to an end, we see that Shikaku and the others then gathered around Hiruzen while the rest of the elders and civilians left. We need to see the child. You go. As the child was brought, we see Shikaku then picked him up. He does resemble Minato and Kushina a lot. He is their legacy, said Hiruzen, thinking that it is already out in front of the Shinobi Council because of, well, obviously the Nara clan being quite smart. They were the worst one to figure it out. And so, he decided to go with it. But you must keep this a secret. And Fugaku, what I mentioned, being a fake Uchiha, it is true. You think that there might be someone with the Sharingan involved. I'm not trying to blame and put fingers on you or your clan. All I want you to do is investigate this in a hush. But the whole council, they already are aware of this. Their focus is currently on the Kyuubi's Jinchuriki. They might try to harm the pup, but I won't let them. My clan won't let them. I will tell my people about this, and make them swear that they keep this a secret. Only those who are trustable. Same could be said for us, we can do that. As from Aburame clan all the way to the Akamichis, every clan within Konoha agreed to this, because they knew the boy will need all the support they can give to him. What about his heritage, though? Said Hiyashi Hyuga. For you see, my wife and Kushina, before she passed away, had an agreement. Even though they were drunk, it was officially finalized. Hitomi and Kushina made an agreement. What sort of? I was there. When you usually drunk? You were passed out cold, Tsuzumi-san. Ah, what do you know? What was it, though? I will bring the scroll. Just a moment. As he vanished and appeared with a sunshin. Here you go. Please check, Hokage-sama. This is a political marriage scroll. Yes. Since Hitomi found out that Kushina was going to have a boy, and we were going to have a daughter, it was already decided. And marriage between Hyuga and Uzumaki. Hold on. Wait a minute. Something like that was decided amongst between Minato and me as well, said Fugaku. As you know, I had twins. And, well, Minato, he had a boy. We also decided that. But my wife and Kushina had this agreement before you. Well, even if you did, Minato is still the father and he has same rights on Naruto as he is. Enough, gentlemen. This is not the time to fight. The boy just lost his parents and they're not even cold in their grave yet. I'm not trying to solidify my rights as his father-in-law or something. I'm trying to help him. The Hyuga clan can help him. Same could be said for the Uchihas. We have been loyal to Konoha. Even though we have been pushed to a side, we will not be pushed back this time around, Hyuga-san. Hokage-sama. Let the children decide once they grow up, okay? Can we agree on that? You know what? This sounds like a soundful reasoning. Don't you guys think so? Said Inoichi Yamanaka. As that is when we see both Fugaku and Hiyashi, even though they were teammates and friends at one point, then agreed. Fine. Fine, we agreed to these terms. Alright then. Currently, you are the only people who are aware of this. Just make sure those people who can't handle a secret in your clan can't find out about this heritage. What are you gonna do with the boy then? Satizumi. I'm gonna place him in the orphanage under Uzumaki name. His mother's maiden name, to keep him secret. But don't you think that he would be targeted by Kumo as well? Said Fugaku. No, not a chance. Since Fugaku didn't understand, he wasn't elaborated. Think about it like this, Fugaku. Kumo only knows about Kushina's existence. If they don't find out about their children, there's no point. And the orphanage that I'm going to place him in is quite a local one. One that rarely is under the radar. At least, that is good to know. As after that we see, Hiruzen placed Naruto into the orphanage, where Kyuubi has listened to everything. Interesting. Very interesting. So Kushina and Minato both had a partner arranged for him. And not only that, now that the whole shinobi side of the village knows, they will help the boy. But they will corrupt him as well against me. Like they did to Kushina. Mito already saw the bad side of me and she never gave me a chance. And she warned Kushina and she never gave me a chance either. Father, this is for the last time I'm going to try for your sake. If I am able to turn this human by some miracle to be one that is compassionate and understanding, then I'll see it if I can lend him my strength to fight against the prophecy that you mentioned. Only time could tell. As time began to pass by, Naruto reached at the age of 5. And surprisingly enough, he had a very much good life, rather than his canon counterpart. For you see, he was, even though kicked out of the orphanage at the age of 4, he was given an apartment funded by not only each of the clans, as well as the Hokage himself. So the apartment was not in the red light district, but in the shinobi side. and there only shinobis were allowed to live, so Naruto was living now amongst them, even though he was still a civilian. This now allowed him access to, well, nearby clans, as well as to make some bonds, which Hiruzen wanted him to make. And in this way, Naruto made friends with a lot of the clan head's children. Kiba and Izuka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Yakamichi were his three first friends, and only male friends, because after that incident, he made only female friends. For you see, the incident was when the Uchiha twins came to the park that was in the Shinobi district to play. Sasuke and Naruto had an argument, but Itachi was there to handle him. Naruto liked Itachi more because Sasuke had an arrogant vibe to him, while his twin sister on the other side was kind of sweet and always caring. But she always hated his other friend, whom she had helped on a wintry night while taking a stroll, Hinata Hyuga. You see, her caretaker left her around and she was being bullied until he jumped in and defended her even though he couldn't use any jutsu or chakra at the time. He, using his bare fist, was able to fight, but he in the end got beaten because those kids were huge and tall. As Naruto was then taken care of by Hiyashi Yuga, and as a form of thanks, and was allowed to enter the clan and play with Hinata anytime he needed. And this time around, because of Naruto telling her to become strong because she will be more cool this way, Hinata got the push she needed to come out of her shy shell, as well as her hesitance to not hit her opponent, which were obviously her cousin Neji as well as sometimes her little sister. And now we come to present, where we see Naruto was currently sighing again, as both of his friends were fighting one another again. Both of you don't have to fight this way. Damn it, I can't believe it. Naruto over there is again at it with both of his chicks, said Kiba. Jeez, Kiba. Where does that even come from? This is so good. Much better than the books I read. I love Triangle. A perfect story, said Ino Yamanaka, who was, well, quite interested in gossiping and whatnot. Because you see, currently they were seeing Hinata and Satsuki Uchiha both arguing with one another. As Sasuke arrived there. Oi, Dobe, get away from my sister. And you, Satsuki, you're an elite Uchiha. Why are you with him? Again, he's an orphan with no clan to back him up. Sasuke, with all due respect, can you stop insulting Naruto-kun? He and I are going to marry and he's going to become your brother-in-law in the future. Like hell I will accept that. Yes, for the first time I will agree with the Uchiha trash over there, said Hinata, as her cold voice then sent chills down even Naruto's spine. Because no way in hell he will be marrying you, Uchiha. If anything, he will be marrying me, or consider him his equal. Isn't that right, Naruto-kun? Guys? We were here to play, right? Why are we arguing about something that isn't even here yet? As both Satsuki as well as Hinata blushed at this, because Naruto was right. As for Sasuke, he gritted his teeth and walked away because he knew if he pissed off his sister, she will beat him quite hard and tough enough in the next sparring session. As this was going on, we see Naruto blushing quite badly, as we heard a laugh that only Naruto could hear, causing his blush to increase. Seriously, Kurama, you didn't need to tell me and explain to me about this. No, no, every time they fight, I kind of understand what they're trying to say. Well, they're not even saying it. Well, kid, this is what they call young girls in love. Ah, such a precious emotion, isn't it? Well, you're supposed to be hating Scarnate from what the people tell, and yet you are not, right? So how can I know this is love or something that I am not even aware of? You will be in the due time, kid. You're what now, like 5? 6? I'm 5. You're with me for 5 years and you've already forgotten about that? Hey, I'm a Biju first of all, kid. Something like age and time doesn't matter to me. I am immortal, remember? Yeah, I guess you're right. As that is when we see Naruto was brought up with stupider. Oh, look, they're calling you back. Yes? What is it? I said, what do you want to play, Naruto? What is going on with you? You're not in... You're at it again, thinking in your own deep thoughts. Oh, sorry about that, Satsuki-chan. You know what? For the time being, maybe we should wind it up. And, head home. Sasuke is right, kind of, even though he's being a little bit mean, that you need to train, right? Yeah, I do need to train, said Satsuki as her Sharingan became visible with one Tomo each in her eye, which was quite prodigious if you look at it, because even Itachi was not able to unlock his Sharingan at such a young age. It was a year before that she was able to unlock it and gain one Tomo. As now we see, Hinata then said, well, I must return as well, if that is correct. But you must remember, Naruto, that tomorrow is our cinnamon toast date. We are going to go to my favorite parlor and have a cinnamon toast date with green tea. Yeah, I love that toast. We will go there sometime around. Maybe after that, ramen? Yes, we will think so about that. As after that, Naruto bid farewell to, well, his unbeknownst to him girlfriends or fiancés, and then said goodbye to his friends as he left. You know, he's one lucky son of a bitch, said Kiba, as Shikamaru then said, oh, if anything, that poor boy doesn't even know what kind of buttons he's pushing on those two megalomaniacs over there. What did you say about me, Kiba-san? Asked Hinata in a chilly tone. I called her a megalomaniac, Hinata. Why you're... Oh. Oh shit. As he noticed on the other side, all his friends ran away. Traitors! And then he heard Akamaru yip. Oh, shut up, Akamaru, not you too. Listen, Hinata, you know what comes after this, right, Kiba? Yes. I know, but you don't need to do that now, would you? What would Naruto think? You know you cannot blackmail me with that. Naruto is not here anymore. As her Byakugan activated, I can see 360 vision, remember? Now, you already know how this plays out. Run. I'll give you a 5-second head start. And Akamaru? As Akamaru began to whimper, make sure you stay behind. Otherwise, I might also have to use the Juken style like previous time. You don't want your tail to be stuck in a similar state like that ever again in the kennel, right? As Akamaru whimpered even more. As now we see that Kiba was running while screaming as Hinata began to chase after him. Well, back with Naruto, we see that Naruto was back in home and then began to sit in a meditative position on his bed. Do I have to really do that training again? Yes. You know it is necessary for you. It is helping you, strengthening your chakra coils, and not only that, filtering out my chakra when your chakra runs out. That is why I'm cutting off your connections. The only chakra that you can use for survive for the next 2 minutes is going to be mine. Fine, Kurama. Sensei. When we're training, call me Sensei. Yes, yes. Obviously, Sensei. And so Naruto's chakra was cut, and he felt extreme amount of pain as well as exhaustion. And then Kurama began to seep out his chakra, as little as possible. And with the help of that chakra, Naruto was to survive for the next 2 minutes. But unbeknownst to Naruto, he was not allowed to open his eyes as Kurama began to monitor. What seemingly looked like way too much long of 2 minutes to Naruto was actually in reality half an hour of training. That was not only increasing Naruto's chakra pool, but also allowing him to become used to Kurama's chakra, as each and every time Kurama was increasing the dose of his chakra, knowing fully well that Naruto's chakra coils were being prepared to handle his, and once they would be ready, he will lend out excessive amount to Naruto. As after the time mark hit, Naruto was sweating, as almost his all clothes were drenched. Wow, I think today we went at it quite a lot. Yes, yes we did. Wish I had a clock. Why did you make me remove them? It was necessary for this training. Funny thing, Naruto was told to remove the clocks before they started training a few years back, and now Naruto had a habit of always knowing when to wake up on his own as well as go to sleep, and when it was time, he could tell the time without relying on such stuff, just by looking at the sky and the direction of the sun and the moon like in the old time. It was a vital skill for survival. Kurama was training him, after all, to fight against the whole shinobi world if ever the need arises to be. Not like he is going to, but if he becomes that strong. As Naruto then went to sleep after cleaning up and washing up himself, we see that Kurama's eyes open. Someone is staring at us again. And then, lo and behold, there those two were, those megalomaniacs again. As Kurama rolled his eyes, poor brat. He doesn't know that how much they are infatuated with him. I mean, look at them. One of them is trying to hide closer to him, sniffing his feet and whatnot, while the other just staring at him with her wide eyes. Suddenly, both of them noticed one another, and the sparring session continued on as a fight broke out inside Naruto's apartment. Should I wake up the kid and let him know? That will be fun, but he has an image about them being a perfect girls, even though a little bit scary, so it would be wise of me to let it remain like that. As that is when Kurama's thoughts then turned towards the day he told himself to Naruto at the age of 2. As Kurama was, when Naruto couldn't even speak, was watching over him, bringing him to Mindscape to make him get used to his facial features as well as to himself, so that people, no matter how much they badly talked about him in the future, it won't bother him. And that is how it worked, because he finally listened to his father's words. His father already mentioned to him that there will be a Jinchuriki in the future of his, that he will train and he will be the one who will become the savior, as the great prophecy will be closing to fulfill. And now Kurama was beginning to think that child was Naruto. And so, time began to pass by as Naruto and his friends entered the academy and graduated. Now Naruto this time around was quite a hard-working student and passed at the top of his class. And so did both Satsuki and Sakura as well as Hinata, as Sakura only had point something less in overall results, so she was placed second, while both Hinata as well as Satsuki were tied. And this broke out quite a commotion inside the council chamber, as they were quite shocked. And so we see both Fugaku and as well as Hiyashi took this chance to make a new suggestion, as a new sort of team was formed. And this was under Kakashi Hatake as Team 7. All three prodigies in one: Naruto Uzumaki, Hinata Yuga, as well as Satsuki Uchiha. And Kakashi was told about this idea and he accepted it, even though he was quite shocked that this time around the tradition has been broken. And so, now we see Naruto and his two girlfriends seated next to him. Why are you guys always staring at one another? How are we gonna meet our sensei? Can we not talk about that or something? Well, my young student, you don't have to worry about that. As suddenly a voice said as Kakashi was staring at them from outside the window. Wait, what? Since how long you have been there? Said Naruto. Quite a while. I've been monitoring you. Two hotheads and one who is quite, well, in himself, an airhead. My first impression is that you might not work all that well together. Some prodigies you are to be. Hey, now that is quite mean, said Satsuki. You don't even know how we graduated. You did graduate from the academy, but you didn't become Genins yet. I will only accept you if you pass this test. And so the bell test was given. And after thinking hard, Kurama basically outright told him what it was. And so Naruto told the test to both of his teammates tomorrow morning. And they agreed because this was Naruto they were speaking to. And with the help of Kurama and his guidance, Naruto not only was able to grab the bells but give it to the other two, making them pass while he was also passed because of his sacrifice. And then they became official. The first team to become ever official was Team 7 this time around. And then they went on a lot of D-rank missions doing chores around the village, and the first C-rank mission came in which they were sent to Land of Waves. There, with the help of Kurama, Naruto was not only able to see through Genjutsu because of his eyes, but also with the help of his chakra training over the course of years, Naruto was able to amplify chakra, coating his body to protect himself from each and every attack, but also use the new state that QB for the first time allowed him to use. Right, Naruto, it is time to do that. You mean that? Yes. The person you're fighting is one of the demon swordsmen of the mist. He's dangerous. And so Naruto in a KCM1 state was then attacking the almost imperfect one. As Naruto was able to not only defeat the demon of the mist, but also was about to pin him to the ground until one person came and literally begged to him to hold and don't kill him. You don't need to beg, Haku. Get away from here. Listen, brat. You can do whatever you want with me, but leave him alone. You hear me, Kakashi? I'll haunt you back even in that, if you try to harm him, I'm not going to harm you as well. What do you mean, Naruto? Why? He's our enemy. He's attacked us first. I can sense his emotions. He's telling the truth. Thank you, Sadaku. But I can tell you this much. You have to leave. Leave and don't come back. These people are suffering and you are helping the man who's causing this suffering. We have no other choice. It's either them or us. We had to choose. You could have chosen better. Now leave. Leave before I change my mind, please. As both of them begin to leave, as Haku then stopped. What is it? I told you to leave, didn't I? Take this. This is the location where the Gato is hiding. He's keeping a lot of the people hostages there. And thank you. You don't need to thank me for this. As now I see, after both of them left, Naruto turned towards Tazuna, as well as his team. What do you guys think we should do? Naruto, you're using the Kyuubi's chakra. I know I have some explaining to do. I will, once we get back home. But right now, what do you guys think we should do? I think we should help out Tazuna and focus on Gato less, said Kakashi. But Sensei, Naruto, we are a single team. You are unqualified Genins who are not qualified for this mission, and yet you are doing this. I am already breaking the rules and regulations as it is. I cannot break any further. I'm sorry to say, but you have to understand. As Naruto, in a fit of rage, then decided that he will do it alone in his night. As Kurama woke him up while they were sleeping in Tazuna's home. This time, kid. Thank you for agreeing to me, Kurama. I know that agreeing to you like this is, well, quite stupid, but I have been quite surprised by your compassion, Naruto. You certainly learned the abilities as well as morals of the sage from me. Something that I know, my Kacha-chan as well as Mita-sama failed to learn. Yeah. Of course, you're already bored with that lesson, aren't you, brat? Hey, stop calling me brat, you know. And thanks again, Kurama-sensei, for helping me out. What is wrong with you? Sometimes calling me sensei and sometimes calling me Kurama. Pick one. Jeez. For an old bat, you're quite cranky now, aren't you? What did you say? Sorry about that. So are we gonna do this or what, kid? Of course we are. And so Naruto and Kurama then went outside. As Naruto then said, alright, as the KCM2 state was entered, what is this? This is something much more. A stronger dose than before, Naruto. But remember, you only have 10 minutes. I want you to clean this up in 10 minutes. Capture them, seal them in a scroll, and then we're done. Oh yeah, I forgot about the scroll almost. Jeez. You have 10 minutes and your timer is ticking already, kid. Move on. And so, Naruto within those 10 minutes was able to not only track down Gato's hideout with the help of, Haku, who left him the location, but also wiped the whole base out, knocking them out and sealing them away. While the persons who were kept there were freed alongside all the assets and they were brought back the very next day, as Naruto was sleeping next to them so that if anyone was Ogatoman was nearby, coming here to threaten them, he will be able to knock them out and seal them as well. And so now we see. Next morning, he was woken up by Satsuki as well as Hinata. Naruto-kun, why are you sleeping outside? Oh, as Kakashi was looking at him with narrowed eyes. You went behind my back, didn't you, Naruto? Hey, Sensei, no harm done, right? I'm okay, aren't I? You went behind my back still. And for that, you will be punished once we get back. I won't be recommending you to the Chunin exams. Because you need to know that you must listen to your superiors. But aside from your sensei, I am proud of you for what you have done. And as Kakashi, I will request your sensei to uplift your punishment and submit your application as Chunin exams. Wait, this is quite weird. I know. As everyone face-faulted, because Kakashi was indirectly saying that as a sensei, as well as team leader, he was mad at what he has done. But as a sensei, as well as his, unbeknownst to Naruto, older brother figure, he was happy because he showed compassion, something his own father showed. And that is why he praised Naruto, because unlike Naruto, his father wasn't. and he committed suicide. And now we see Naruto was happy, and everyone was in the village happy. And soon after, within a week, the bridge was completed, and so everyone was returning until Kurama felt shiver down his spine. It can't be. This chakra sense that he sent. It's it's the ten tails. But why? It was turned into a husk. It shouldn't have this much chakra. Now, unbeknownst to Kurama, in Amegakure, the husk was slowly shaking as cracks were forming on the statue of the ghetto of the ten tails. Why? Because one Zetsu was able to find a way to not needing the nine bijus, and yet to free the ten tails in a weakened form. And that was to kill the people and steal their chakra and feed it to the Geromazo. And right now he has killed, alongside with the masked person who was behind the Nine Tails attack, every one of their own members. It's almost finished, isn't it, Zetsu? It's almost is. Obito. Soon, the ten tail will rise. And this time around I have heard that we might be able to complete it. How so, Zetsu? I've been investigating. Turns out, swapping a little bit of letters left and right have caused confusion. A good kind of confusion. What sort of? Each and every village will be participating. Even Eva. And they will be bringing their Jinchurikis to display their power. This is good for us. We're gonna only have to hit only one place. Yes, only one place. Konoha. In the Chunin exams. When will the Karamaza be ready? It will take a month, but the Chunin exams will be over by then. I said a good misunderstanding. Since the Genins will be more than enough, I, as a civilian council member in Konoha, suggested that maybe we should extend it. How? I was able to persuade the person and then absorb him and his looks and then enter the council as him. And then I made them rethink the test. Suppose there were supposed to be 3 tests and the Chunin exam would have been done. Right now there will be 4 preliminary rounds and a 1-month gap for them to train, which will give us enough time for ourselves to complete this. But how are we gonna do this? We need a lot of people. That is where he will come in play. Oh, I will, Obito. Said a person with yellow eyes who slits in them. I have brought all of my experiments here to feed the Geromazo. I want to see the 10 tails in live action. And if the testing round will be Konoha, I will be more than happy to oblige and help you out with that endeavor. Orochimaru, are you insane, Zetsu? He can, what, betray you? Why would I now do that? When you have something this fun going on around me, I don't think that I will betray you. As after that we see, it was decided and Orochimaru began to sacrifice a lot of his people and men. Even Kabuto was sacrificed to Geromazo. And soon, the 10 tail was alive and was now being controlled. As Orochimaru was holding in, alongside with Zetsu, we see he was stabbed in the back and was fed to Geromazo. Sorry, Orochimaru, but I don't plan on making sure that you are alive, because you can betray anyone at any time. You will regret this. No, I will not. As after that we see, Obito then did a thing, as he made some hand seals that were taught to him, as he then began to turn white, as a staff appeared, materializing in his hand, and Magatama orbs were now behind him. It is success, Obito. Congratulations, the new era's Sage of the Sixth Path. Yes, I can feel the immense power from within, Zetsu. All you gotta do is now just train and increase your chakra as much as possible, and then we will be heading there, my lord. While this was going on in Amegakure, we go back towards Konoha, where this time around Konoha received the letters from each and every village, and they were quite shocked and scared at the same time. As the Chunin exams begin, all 5 Kages were present there alongside the Jinchurikis, and the Chunin exams underwent way. A lot of Genins participated and were now dropping out like in faster pace from each and every section of the test. And finally, the preliminary rounds were hit, and that is when Obito attacked. What the hell? I told him not to attack right now. As he communicated telepathically to Obito, Obito, what the hell are you doing? I told you to stop. I can control this power now. Why wait when we can attack now? People of Elemental Nation, and each and every Kage. My name is Obito Uchiha, the Sage of the Sixth Path of New Eras and Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails. I am here for only one reason, and that is to declare the war on you, which begins now. As after that, the destruction ensued everywhere. Many people were killed in the first attack that they were hit surprisingly by. Now Naruto was saved by Kurama, but he didn't wake up in Konoha or any derby or hospital. In fact, he woke up chained in a cave where Obito was extorting the Biju as well as the chakra from each and every Jinchuriki who was lined up and chained alongside him. Kurama, what is going on? No point wasting your energy, kid. We are all chained, and that person who has brought somehow in a twisted way brought back the Ten Tails to life. He's making it whole again. We have to stop him. How are we gonna do that? There is no way for us to fight. Actually, there is, said a third voice. Father? Is this really you? Yes, my son. Now this is something you might have not anticipated, but, Mother, as alongside with the sage was Kaguya or Tsuki, the very person mentioned in the prophecy who they were fighting against. The prophecy was never about her. Was it? No. No, it wasn't. It was about her will. Her corruptness that made into a person, Zetsu, who is enraged to be made into her servant. To break off his shackles, he has corrupted the Ten Tails. Obito is nothing more than a puppet that he soon will regain control over. He wants to become the new sage so that he can destroy and take the chakra away, kill off each and every Otsutsuki, and then he will destroy the world that he wants to. The whole universe will become his plaything. Oh no. This is much more than we anticipated. Yes, this is, Kurama. Was it? It's your fault that this is happening. Now, I might have been a little bit off, hard-headed back at the time, but now even I realize my mistake. That is why you all need my help, isn't it? Yes, mother. We want you to give Naruto your strength. Alongside me. As suddenly Naruto's eyes opened, as he felt surge of chakra within him breaking through the shackles, as one of his eye then turned white, as a horn grew from there, like Kaguya, on top of his head, while on the other side his eye morphed into a Rinnegan as Naruto began to walk towards Obito. As he with a single hand flung Obito to the other side, who was thinking that he was now Almighty Sage, like Kaguya would. Stay there, child, said Naruto in three voices all together. What is going on? No, said the other Jinchurikis who were alive. It's her, guys, it's Kaguya. But why is she here? Stay quiet, said Kurama, looking at them. As that is when we see Naruto then said, it's time to end you, Zetsu. You brought pain to many. You think you could hide while acting as a servant to others? Your true colors have been shown. Have they been now? Well, fine. Even if they have, there's nothing you can do now. Because I, as Obito began to explode in the form of black aura that Zetsu went and absorbed immediately, am now my own person. As Zetsu in the form of Sage was standing there. And I am nobody's slave. I will become so strong that each and every one of you will become my slave and playthings. I'm done playing the slave game with you, Kaguya, as well as with this world. And so, Naruto and the new Sage Zetsu then begin to fight. The battle was so catastrophic that the other nations were able to find their way there and free the Jinchurikis who were still alive, while Obito was killed and nowhere to be seen, consumed by Zetsu as well as the energy within him, of the souls that were crying for justice. And finally, Naruto, with the help of Kurama, Kaguya, as well as the sage, was able to use the massive Rasengan Planetary Destruction to destroy Zetsu and bring him to the sun to completely erase him from the face of the world so that he won't cause any trouble or pain to anyone ever again. And after returning, he used a single hand seal to revive those who have died because of Zetsu's. And the Bijus were all brought back as well. As that is when we see Naruto saw that both Hinata as well as Satsuki were there as well. Naruto, what happened to you? I've become the new sage, Hafo Tsuki of this world, with only two goals: to make sure the peace is preserved in this world and make sure all the beaches are respected equally, as we all are. As everyone was shocked when Naruto revealed that he was being currently given strength by Bor, the Sage of the Sixth Path, as well as his mother Kaguya Otsutsuki, which each and every Biju confirmed, as the five Kages decided to heed his warning and listen to his words. And then, what followed suit was a peaceful era. For some time, at least for everyone, because for Naruto it was same as usual. Hinata and Satsuki arguing until he decided, enough. I am going to marry both of you. That's the end of it. I can't seem to figure out who to marry and who to break the heart of. So I choose both of you. Oh, come on, Naruto, said Ino coming in, dropping her popcorn. That's not the choice you make in the love triangle drama. This is not a drama going on here, Ino. Oh yeah, it is to me. You should have chosen one. We were voting for Satsuki as well as for Hinata, but you chose both. Now I lost the bets. You're gonna pay for that. You know that? How does this concern me or us? I don't care. It does concern you because you were involved. Whether you like it or not, you owe us a big treat. As a form of congratulations and a lot of nephew and nieces. As Naruto blushed, as Hinata as well as Satsuki blushed as well. Even if you're the sage, mark my words, dope. If you hurt my sister, I'll kill you in your sleep. As Satsuki bonked him on the head and told him to go away. And so he did. As Naruto sighed, as Kurama was laughing at him, realizing that no matter what Naruto does or tries to do, even if he becomes the savior of the world, these two will remain the same, keeping on bothering him and making him embarrassed as usual. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you liked this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Polo Uchiha channel as well. As this is it for the day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.